Hey y'all, friends, subscribers, neighbors, family members, welders, campers, homesteaders from around the world, and the few of you that watch this channel. It's me, back in the metal shop. Anyway, just got back from town, and I had to pick up a few things, but specifically I wanted to inquire about where my glasses are. It's been over a month, and usually in years past, it's only taken 2 or 3 days to get my new prescription glasses in. And like I said, it's been like almost a month now. So we made some inquiries again, and they were apologetic, let's just say. My glasses never did come in. After several excuses, they said they had to order from another provider because the last provider just wasn't coming through for blah, 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 blah. You get it. Anyway, this is the times that we're living in. So because of that, I have a project I want to do today. So I picked up this from Costco, this LED light, chargeable light, for 39 bucks, 40 bucks, and I'm going to use it to help me see on this project that I'm going to take on today, tomorrow, however long it takes. I went to the scrap metal store and I picked up some of this scrap steel, and hopefully it's long enough. But this is just stuff that they throw in the scrap bin after they've cut it and sell it, you know, to people like me that can't afford to just buy brand new steel. So yeah, I picked this up and I got a pretty good deal on it. And I'm hoping with, you know, these remnants and some of the remnants I have in my shipping container where I keep my steel scraps, I'll have enough to tackle this next project, which I'll show you what it is here. And it's in relation to the last 2 videos of my champion generators. So let me show you what I'm doing. Everything in my pole barns and pole barns converted to shops is on wheels because the convenience to just slide it around as I need to move stuff around all the time because I don't have one of them giant massive shops like you see on YouTube. I just got a little one. So I like everything on wheels, so when I need to clean it or need the space, I can just move it around. And the same thing holds true with these champion generators. They now work. Did I mention that? Yes, I did. They now work. Anyway, I thought I would build out of scrap steel a generator holder case, whatever you want to call it. And that way I could just move them around as I need to, get them in or out of the way, and possibly, you know, it would look cool. So that's what I got the scrap steel for, and that's what I'm going to do. Today, tomorrow, the next day, however long it takes. Let's have a look to see what we get for 40 bucks at Costco in the way of rechargeable LED lighting for old people like me. Now, I am very keenly aware that my videos are longer than most channels, and therefore people lose interest after a while. And you know what? I'm good with that. I don't care. I'm not in it for the money, let's just say. Not that YouTube pays a lot of money anyway, unless you get your Wrangle star or somebody like that. But I think it's a Costco brand. It's made in China, of course. Yeah, made in China. And like I said, it was 40 bucks. Ideal for emergency light, construction, restoration projects, car repairs, outdoor light, but what it doesn't say, old people being able to see their welding projects. Okay. Now for 40 bucks, I guess you can't expect a whole lot. But it looked cool on the display case. So it's 3 lights total. It's the main light here, and 2 other lights that slide in the sides here and can be adjusted up or down depending on where you need them. So let's put it together and see how it looks. So, you know, it feels better than a toy. It comes with an owner's manual in probably 100 different languages. Yeah, wasn't hard to figure that one out. A recharging cable, these 2 lights, and the main light, which it has a lock and an unlock to adjust the angle. And that's going to be important to me when I'm welding. Every little bit of light's going to help. This I can tell you. So it says this is definitely not waterproof and keep it away from water. It also says don't use this product for other than its intended usage. It doesn't say not to use it for welding, but it does say do not expose the internal battery to fire or severe heat. It may explode. Okay, so we're going to have to keep its distance. I suppose I should read the instructions, but I wouldn't be a man if I did that, right? It looks like there's a power button on all 3 of these things, so, okay, whoa, that turns them all on right there. That's cool, and then you can turn them off individually, it looks like. Okay, I like that. Okay, we'll just set that up out of the way, away from the heat, let's just say, while we're welding, but that looks to be pretty good. I like that. Okay, we got one of them up on the table to take some measurements. What really got me to thinking about doing something like this is there's a big old crack in this plastic of the generator from it being banged around throughout the years. So I thought, you know, that's basically what gave me the idea anyway, along with the convenience of wheeling it around wherever it happens to be. As long as it's on a smooth surface, right? Right. So I'll take some measurements and hopefully we can make this scrap steel work, which it just in and on itself looks like it's going to. So yeah, it's going to be long enough. So we'll take some measurements and start making some cuts. And basically it's just going to be a rectangular box. Did I say rectangular? A rectangle box. Okay. The reason I jumped at this particular scrap steel is I could tell that the legs were going to fit right down on it perfectly. See how wide this side is versus this side? So essentially, we don't have to have the underneath cross side to go under here. It could be just like that. So this is what I'm kind of looking at. I want to obviously give it some wiggle room. We don't want it to be too snug, but just snug enough. Ideally, this is what I would use to cut the metal with. But because I have not yet done a project with my Metabo, I'm gonna use it. I've cut a lot of steel with it, but not for a project. I've done it just to, you know, for scrapping and stuff like that. So I'm gonna use it to see if I can cut straight lines for this project. And it's a cheaper alternative. And hopefully the rain won't ruin it. One thing's for sure, it's a lot faster. I'm not even joking. I did that in 10 times the amount of time it would have taken any other way. And welding is a forgiving, unlike wood. Caught my hand on fire. Bigger glove. Look at that. You can see I don't do this way ever till now. Glad I felt the pain. I'm going to have to get used to cutting steel this way. That's the first time I ever did it that way for a project, so maybe I should kind of get used to that a little bit. So glad we have this up here. We'll use it to measure. Now ideally we'd cut these at 45-degree angles, but I want it to be a little wider, so I think I'm just going to, let me show you. The weld it in place like this, and that way I could put the wheels underneath here. Give it a little bit more stability, not that it needs it, or, you know, a coolness factor, I think. Almost made the mistake of making it too tight. Loosen it up a little bit here. Before we take our measurements. Get one side the way I want it, then I'll just measure off the side I got the way I want it for the other side. Best to check to make sure you're square, because you can see on one side there's a pretty sizable gap, and that's why you do it, because sometimes steel's just that way. You think you measured perfectly and cut perfectly, and then you don't. So right now I'm going to set up my welder and do a couple of, let's just say, programming welds on this scrap piece of metal before we tack it down. Now you see why I have a couple of welding helmets around. Battery went dead on the other welding helmet. Fortunately, I had a backup helmet. I didn't have any more batteries for that first one I was using, so I'd have been dead in the water for today. So I have a backup helmet, fortunately. So I'm just going to tack it down right now. It looks pretty square. The trick is to tacking it down without moving it. That's where the gap was. Okay, I got a low battery light now on this one. Not good. Think I got a third backup helmet out in the other garage. Let's go try it. Okay, third helmet's a charm. This is my first and original helmet. The batteries in my other two died. The more expensive ones died. The $40 welding helmet, as far as I can tell, is still working. All right, we got it tacked down. Hopefully it's square. Even if it isn't, we're going with it. So, let's have a look. $22.5 plus 1. So we're good. Really good. Yeah. Let's do a fit test. Fit test! Of course, I want this to fit down inside of this without having to grind the welds. I don't want to move it around too much because of it's not completely welded yet, but now I can completely weld it, so let's do that. Now normally you should really clean the steel before you do this, but not for this project. If it was for a customer, which I've never had in my life, I would do that. Oh, I'm glad it tack held together. That's why you gotta have good strong tacks. That would have sucked if that had broke loose. Let's clamp it down. That's why they have so many clamps, right? Should have did that in the first place. Hey, the phone! I wonder who it could be. My warranty must have expired. That was a legit call. I'm glad I answered it. It was our security company. They wanted to schedule that thing we told you in previous videos. More security. You can never have too much security, right? electrician or anything like that, but my guess would be I shouldn't be grinding or flapping out there in the rain. That's just my guess, so I had to quit that. But here's what I got. You know, I'm just gonna leave these welds in here untouched. They look okay. And I just, you know, the parts like the bottom, the wheels are gonna be here, so that really wasn't that necessary, but I went ahead and ground them out anyway in the sides. And it's coming out okay, you know, for what it is, it's going to work out just fine, I think. So now I'm going to work on the top before I do the sides, or, yeah. Basically, I'm just going to duplicate this, only the opposite. I'll have these on the outside. You'll see. So basically, because I don't have 4 of these scrap pieces left, I'm just going to use this angle iron here I got out of the equipment, the scrap metal shipping container storage. So, plus this is not going to be bearing any weight. Not that it wouldn't hold it, but I like the wideness of the bottom here, plus for the wheels I'm going to put on it. So I think I'll put this along the top. Yeah, that's what I think. Hey, there's a bug, a skimito! In November? Okay, I got it all cut. This is going to be the top. Just need to get it welded together. But while I was cutting that, the doggone scariest thing happened. You know, I wasn't filming. I wish I would have been, because it's never happened before. You see this big hole in this box right here? One of these, when I cut, this end broke off here and projectiled all the way into that, and that's never happened before, so that's a lesson learned. Make sure everybody's clear of your saw and wear all your safety gear. Fortunately, I was. It's the weirdest thing. Anyway, I get this tacked down, welded up. And then it'll just be a matter of the sides and the decor. One of the reasons I always square it up on both sides is because, you know, our saws, they don't cut to precision. Yeah, that's why. Because they're, you know, for the home use, the affordable chop saw and things like that, or, you know, for home use, they're thereabouts. That gets you in the ballpark. Okay, we're using a different thickness metal, so we have to make our adjustments. I'm hopeful. Yes, it definitely helps. No question. Okay, we didn't screw things up. This should be able to fit down right over the top of these, if we did it right. Good, real good. Every time I have this welding hat on, for some reason I feel like a Frenchy guy. I feel like a cook. Is that stereotyping? I don't think so. Anyway, it worked out. Here's the top here. You can see where it just fits perfectly along the edge of the bottom here. And this is going to be the very tippy top where you set the generators down in like that. And then I'm going to weld up the sides of it tomorrow or whenever the next video is. I'm getting burned out on this. And whenever I get burned out doing welding or major projects, this ain't a major project, but any project for that matter, I tend to screw it up. So it's getting supper time. I'm hungry. We'll call this part 1. I'll see you on the next one. God bless.